Well, fresh off playing for the Montreal Alouettes in the Canadian Football League, Oregon native and a state champion at Sheldon High School, Alex Brink joined us earlier for a little one-on-one. All right, Alex, you grew up in the States, saw a lot of great Civil Wars. How does Fridays match up with some of the all-time greats we've seen?
Yeah, I think it's in the top 5, honestly. I look at recently 2009, you had Jeremiah Masoli. They had Rose Bowl implications on the line for both teams. That was a huge game. Growing up, I remember 98 with the Keely Smith.
Yeah.
Oregon State pulled it out double overtime, but this one was right up there with them.
Yeah, and so they get the win at the end of the season now, another 10-win season, a 6th in a row, a 6th straight win in the series. How does a victory like that kind of salvage the end of their season, which, of course, he had so many more high hopes and high regard for this program? Mark Helfrich's taking a lot of heat in his first year. Does this salvage some of that and get into a 10-2?
You know, I think it has, in a sense, that you beat your rival, and so you end on a positive note. You're going to go to a good bowl game, potentially end on a win, but in all honesty, you know, this was Oregon's year to get a national title. You look at the landscape of college football. Alabama was probably down, obviously losing last night, and so I think, you know, that there is some disappointment there. Yeah,
certainly. So Oregon's now looking at the Alamo Holiday, a chance at the Orange Bowl. We'll see what happens across the country next weekend. How about the guys maybe looking at the NFL? To me, I think DeAnthony Thomas is good as gone. Mariota has a good chance to go, but he could come back as well. Got a lot of things to prove next year if he wants to. Ifo Ekpe-Olumu is a stud. We both agree he can be a first-round pick. And at Oregon State, Brandon Cooks, the best receiver in the country.
Yeah, I think, you know, starting on that list, DeAnthony is probably definitely gone. He's a guy that I don't know what more he can prove. If anything, he's probably going to hurt his draft stock by coming back. I mean, he's a talented player, but he's a little limited, and he might as well just go and take his shot now.
People still want to say Mike Riley's done the best he can with this program. Let's move on, get somebody else. I disagree with that. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think Mike Riley does a great job in a tough landscape in Corvallis. I think, you know, more importantly, understanding that college football, it's not a game of parity. I mean, you're going to have your powerhouses. They're playing in a tough state already with Oregon being great, and I think Mike Riley does an excellent job and is going to keep Oregon State at a high level going forward.
Yeah, just a quality guy, and we hope that Mike sticks around. I think he does stick around, retires whenever he wants to on his own merit. So as for the Apple Cup, you were there. You're a part of it. You're still the last Cougar quarterback to win in Seattle. 7-win Steve finally gets to 8, and Mike Leach, despite the loss, 6-win team, they're bowl eligible again. Yeah,
you know, just kind of some general thoughts about Washington first, I guess, is that they're a better team than 8 wins. I mean, they are super talented. Washington State handled them for the first half, kind of fell apart in the second half, and then battled back. And so, you know, I think for Washington State, it's a sign of great things to come with Mike Leach. Washington, you know, I don't know where they're going to head after this with Keith Price graduating, Austin Seferian-Jenkins leaving, and some of those guys. So, you know, I think Cougs head in the right direction. Huskies, you know, staying about on par where they've been lately the last few years.
Yeah, so the Cougs bowl eligible, but like one of the years you were there, 2006 bowl eligible, but 6 wins doesn't necessarily get you in. 9 bowl eligible teams out of the conference, only 7 Pac-12 bowl affiliations. Did the Cougs and the Beavers both get in?
I think the Beavers don't get in only because they ended on that 5-game slide. I think that hurts. In 2006, when I was playing for Washington State, same thing happened. We lost our last 3, didn't make it at 6-6. I think Washington State ends up in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise. Draws a big crowd there.
That'd be easy to travel. All right, back to Montreal for you. Any French you can leave us with here?
Bonjour, comment ça va? Those are greetings more than anything else. But yeah, it's French is not my strong suit, unfortunately.
There you go. Alex Brink, appreciate the time.
Oregon Sports Final Spotlight is sponsored by Jack in the Box.